IVM.
TFG Football is an IVM production, and you can also check out their other awesome shows like Simplified, a show that explains intense topic from around the world and simplifies it for you so that you can appear cooler in front of your friends.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Hello and welcome everyone to a brand new episode of the TFG Indian Football Podcast. The finals has been decided between the two players, that is England. Now that was a surprise package there. England beat Brazil to enter the finals, and along with that Spain beat Mali. Chiranjit, you were at the game against Brazil. What was the atmosphere? The favourites, one of the favourites to go through the final. They were outclassed, they were out. They were done in every department, outdone in every department. England just,
Yeah, they were outmaneuvered, man. They just didn't turn up. Everybody else turned up. Like 64,000 people turned up to see them play. Even the England coach was joking about how, I think he's taken it to his heart. On their biggest match, everybody was supporting Brazil, but she just did not see that fight from Brazil at all. Like, the urgency was missing. England just kept their shape and they never looked in trouble. And I just don't know exactly why the fight that Brazil showed against Germany was completely missing from this game. It just was a very disappointing game in a lot of ways. But yeah, it props to England. They did it. They neutralized Brazil and they took the match. Yeah. And what a hat trick from Brewster. Yeah,
he's on a roll. I think he's one of the top scorers now, and rightly so. The assists that he got from his team players, I think he deserves a lot of credit for that great teamwork leading to those 3 goals. And it's kind of surprising that it's at the stage where Brazil have shown the best of the best comebacks, and the strongest of the sides. They've taken over and reached the semi-finals, and then in the semi-finals you see them crumble so much. That's just pressure that gets to you at times, and England were able to handle that pressure very well. And I don't know, man. If it's pressure, because they were under pressure against Brazil. Brazil were doing pretty well. They went into the half-time with the lead, but in the second half, Brazil just came out fighting. They did their work and it paid off. But again, after going England were 2-1 up, in the half time, and then in the second half they just tried to slow the game down as they would do. It was a semi-Mourinho kind of a situation that they were trying to pull there. They just wanted to. If Brazil had the ball, they did not disturb it. If they themselves had the ball, they just kept it long enough to pass the time. They were just looking for chances, but not as urgently as the first half. But Brazil just did not show that urgency. Like, when they had the ball, they passed it around amongst themselves. They tried to reach the midfield, and England were completely outnumbering them in the midfield and trying to just block every path. Like, even the attacking midfielders had turned defensive midfielders, to their credit. But what? Brazil just did not do. Where was that plan coming from the coach? Yeah. Like, against Germany, he came up with a plan that completely changed the game. What was he doing this time? Did he just completely not manage to read the game at all? It was frustrating to watch the second half. Yeah, I think you have to give credit all to England, because all the while they were considered those games that they won were a kind of on the luckier side, but then the goals did not stop coming, and then they didn't disappoint even in the semi-finals. The 3-1 is a massive scoreline even in the semi-finals, and that too against Brazil. So all great work done by the coach, Mr. Cooper there, and I believe we can hear from the coach himself, England coach. Let's hear him talk.
Yeah, we scored 3 goals. Brazil only conceded a couple in the whole tournament. Obviously, a really strong team. We would have liked the ball a bit more in the first half. That's normally our style of play, but it's not always as easy for that to happen, particularly when you play World Cup semi-finals, big occasion against a really good team. So there was a little bit of a fight for possession, I think, first 20, 30 minutes. So that, if I'm being honest, I thought Brazil had too much of the ball. We wanted more of it. But we eventually settled. We got our positioning right on the pitch, and as soon as we did, I thought that we managed the game really well. We took our chances, scored 3 goals, and worthy winners overall.
Yes. Coach, congratulations for the performance. First question, of course you have to be positive about this game, but did you expect this game to go 3-1 in your favour? That's the first question. And the second thing is that how do you assess the performance for your boys today?
I really believe in our players, and I really think that whoever we play against, we can be a match to be better than the opposition. But we have to work hard for that. It's not easy. You know, these boys, as they get through their career, they play more top games, they'll appreciate and realise that even more. So there were times today where we really had to work the game out. We really had to understand about momentum. We needed to understand about what we needed to do on the pitch, what we needed to adapt. We'll never change our style. We'll never change our way. We believe in it. But ultimately, we got through that, and you're not going to control a semi-final all the way through. I was really pleased with us recognising what needed to change. They made the changes on the pitch, some tweaks of positioning, and because of that, I thought we were, I wouldn't say comfortable because it was never going to be, but we knew what we were doing and we knew what we wanted to achieve. So we're just really pleased with the performance, really pleased with the boys, the character, the mentality they showed tonight. Heart and soul, really proud of them.
Coach, towards the end of 2014, the FA launched that England DNA project, and 3 years on, you had a remarkable success in pretty much every age group tournament you played. So, do you think it's right to credit that with what you've done this year, what the England team have done this year, the project?
We're a part of the DNA process. There's no doubt about that. And I think I said yesterday, we're one of many of the teams that are trying to do the same thing and a part of a bigger picture and a bigger plan. So, they go hand in hand. But what we're doing is obviously fantastic on the air. But it's part of the great good. It's part of what we want it to look like at the end, and that's winning World Cups at senior level and European Championships at senior level. In that process, these events are vital. Vital that we do really well. Vital that we learn from it. And so far, so good with that. We're obviously going to play the final now, and it's twofold. We want to be as successful as we can in this tournament, but we want to make sure it's a good learning opportunity that when the players get back on the plane, they go back to England, they're much better footballers, much better people, and much better England players for it.
Yes.
Hey coach, congratulations on the win. Yesterday you have commented that it is going to the biggest game for your team in the tournament. So do you believe the biggest game was the best for your team, or the best is yet to come?
Well, I hope the best is yet to come. We said to the boys before every knockout game, really, there isn't a bigger game that they can play in their career, at their age, than a World Cup knockout game. And obviously they're going to go and play the ultimate game now, World Cup final, which was fantastic for the country, fantastic for amazing recognition what the clubs are doing, the academies are doing back in England, what we're trying to do with the DNA at the St George's Park. It's part of a long-term process. We're just going to enjoy the moment. We're going to take stock. We need to stick to the plan and get preparation started and recover properly tomorrow with the boys. And no doubt we'll come back here ready to go again in a few days. And maybe the crowd might get behind us. That's a joke, by the way. It's nice to see an England shirt. Yeah? I think it's the only one.
Steve, congratulations. Steve, 2 questions. One is from me.
Just one question. Do you have any questions?
Steve, from being on the score sheet against Ipswich Town and back-to-back hat-tricks in a World Cup, how do you describe Real Brewster's development process so far?
It's an amazing achievement to score a hat-trick in a quarter-final and the semi-final is... I'm not normally one to talk about individuals, but to do that, it needs a special mention. There's no doubt about that. And he deserves it, and the team deserve it. I mean, if you'd seen the boys together in the dressing room, and the
the way Ryan is speaking to the rest of the team about the service that he's getting. And you can also see it's not just about Ryan's goals, it's about the effort that he puts in for the team. You know, we want to win the ball back as quick as we can, we want to press, and that starts with the number 9. Ryan's, you know, he is a goal scorer, but he's more than that. Fantastic character. He will be the first to tell you he's part of the team, you know, and none of us are after individual glory. It's all about playing for your country, representing your country, and doing it together. The feeling is just pride, satisfaction because we did it in the way that we want to do it, the way that we scored the goals, the way that we built our way through. We had to fight for their moments because of what I said before about momentum in the game and trying to dominate possession when you've got a team who equally is dangerous. So really proud of the result, really proud of the performance, and that's really the message after the game, you know. And we don't say too much to the players after the game because international football allows you time in the days after to go through stuff in a bit more detail. But yeah, just reminding them of who they're doing it for and who they're representing, and allowing them to enjoy the moment.
Coach, we know a lot of homework before starting of the tournament. You attached with West Coach, Stephen Constantine, with the coach for coaching here. During the tournament, have you any touch with them? And any message from Southgate?
Stephen Constantine.
Steve Constantine, or as we understood, the British coach coaching India. Any message from South?
Yeah, both. So Stephen Constantine, so I speak to regularly. We become friends, and he texted me a couple of times today. I texted him back. I congratulated him as well for his wonderful achievement a few weeks ago. Feels about 3 months ago, but a couple of weeks ago. Excellent achievement for him and his team. Well done to you guys. I'm sure you enjoyed that. And Gareth, and all of the national coaches back in England, Matt Crockett, Dan Ashworth, the senior management team, always in contact. We're together. We have a team here, but we're a team of coaches as well, and we're all trying to do our best for what we're trying to achieve at St George's Park with the England teams. It's a very much joint approach from starting at under 15 all the way through to the senior team with Gareth.
Steve, congratulations.
Thank you.
We can share your strategy that killed Brazil. What was the strategy of England today that killed Brazil?
I think first and foremost was to play our way, and I think you've seen that now in every game that we've played. So it's quite identifiable that we very much want to play with the football. We want to play with purpose. We want to dominate possession, but we want to play forward. And when we haven't got the ball, we want to get the ball back as quick as we can. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit before that can happen. So that is always our plan. I think any good team, any good organisation, they stick to the plan and they stick to what they believe in. And tonight was just another example of that. There's many aspects to a good performance. There's obviously the technical and tactical side of it, and the positioning of the team, and he's a danger and that's a danger. But it's also about mentality and personality, game understanding, and particularly with these young boys, you know. And so there was many parts of the game plan that we were pleased with. Of course, we'll always want more. That's my mentality. That's the mentality that we've adopted with England teams. But it's also good to say well done to the boys as well when they play like they did tonight.
Coach, do you expect the kind of weak surrender from Brazil in the second half, especially down by 2-1? There is no sense of urgency from their camp.
I just think compliments to our boys for that. I just thought our positioning in the second half was excellent. Kept the ball really well, managed our way up the pitch. When we didn't have it, we were a really good defensive block. We couldn't let them get through. I mean, I have to say, when you bring up Brazil, I have loads of respect for the coach, Carlos. He's an outstanding man. Got to know him over the last few years. We don't speak the same language, but I know we have a good relationship through interpreters and things like that. And he's very gracious in defeat. I'll make a point of going to see the hotel later.
and he should be really proud of his team and the way they play and what they give in this tournament. To reach a semi-final of the World Cup, it is an excellent achievement in itself. A big respect for Brazil and the way they learn about their business.
We're going to get 2 more questions here.
Coach, congratulations. The applause that Phil Foden received from the crowd, 60,000 odd spectators, they applauded when Phil Foden came out. So that speaks volumes about his role he played in this England team. So what are you to say about his performance all throughout this tournament so far?
Yeah, it was good to see Phil get a round of applause from 60,000 Brazil fans. I think they appreciate. I can see that the supporters here in every game that we've played have appreciated good play, good players. When he came off, it was a nice moment for him. But that hasn't been the first time that has happened. When players have come off, they show appreciation for good effort, for good play. He gave his all tonight. He made a difference in the game, as he normally does. But there were lots of players that made a difference as well. I mean, our defending all over the pitch was excellent. I'm so proud of the boys.
Please.
Congrats. Throughout the tournament, we've seen that Brazil have been adventurous, and what we saw today that your boys were overlapping. For the second goal, Cesar, you were overlapped, and then you put the ball in. Is that something you figure out? Do you over the flanks? Do you sense that they would play high up the pitch so that you would hit them? No?
I think when you play against a team like Brazil, we felt there was 2 main ways of scoring tonight. I think on the transition, we felt we could attack quickly. We might get through on the back line as quick as we can. If not, we had to be patient. They get together. We thought the space was down the sides from crossing areas. So to score 3 goals from something that we planned was really, really pleasing. And that again is recognition of the boys, realising how to score, where the space is, and making good decisions. And, we made some substitutions. Neil Smith Rowe made the 3rd goal by getting into that area as well. So, without repeating myself, just really pleased with so many aspects. But the character, the mentality, and the understanding of the game from the players today was a really good level, way beyond the age.
All right, that was some great words from there. He definitely sounded happy and more or less, this is a content manager coming into the finals of the Under-17 World Cup. So that is definitely great matchup in the finals. They will be meeting Spain. That match is at 8 o'clock, the same Salt Lake Stadium. I think they've made it home by now, England. And at the semi-final, that's between Spain and Mali. Spain did run out winners, 3-1 again, the score line there. We will talk about more on that game on the other side of the break.
We're from the Daily POW, a Bombay-specific food and culture website, and we have a weekly podcast called The Podcast.
That's POW with an O, not with a V.
Why is it with an O and not with a V when most people spell POW with a V?
Because it's POW, not powerful.
And some people also spell it with a U.
Like POW, like feet.
Yeah.
Like POW Lagu.
Yeah, like POW Lagu. So weird. To listen to more of us and what we have to say about the city and its culture and its food, listen to the podcast every week on IVM Podcasts.
All right, guys, welcome back after the break. And here we are talking about the other semi-final that had Spain as the winners. They ran over Mali, I must say, because 3-1 is a great scoreline. Yes, Mali can complain about that one goal that they can say it was disallowed. But again, we do not have the video technology. We do not have the goal line technology as of now. That shot, that stinger from the Kure, at almost like 30-35 yards, he took a shot. At that point of time, it was 2-0 to Spain, and it could have changed things. But then again, Spain were the better side yesterday, and they proved why they are the European champions, making the finals of the Under-17 World Cup. Chiranjit, did you get time to watch that game of the highlights or something?
Yeah, I got the highlight later on. Mali were bringing it in terms of the physical game, but Spain were just so composed, so well organized, and they just kept their shape, and they just, it was like I wouldn't call it clockwork because that has negative connotations, but structurally they were so perfect. They just wanted, the passes were measured, they were accurate, they were trying to make chances and taking full advantage of it. And that's what in the end, makes a difference. The goal was not given. That was a bummer. But I don't really think even if that goal was given, Mali would have made a comeback in this match, because just the kind of control that Spain exuberated, it was a very different thing to see. It's going to be, it's a game of control. There is one negative thing that came out of this match here. I mean, I saw England play and I saw Spain play. And I think the match just potentially reminds me of the 2010 World Cup final between Italy and France. Again, another, the last time we had a all-European final.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I fell asleep during that match. Okay, I fell asleep. It was like so measured, so composed and stuff, like nobody wanted to make any mistake as you see European teams play. I think towards the halftime I fell asleep and I just came back up right in time for the most interesting thing that happened was the headbutting incident. So that's what that match is known for. You forget who the hell scored what goal, but yeah, that's what you remember it for, because that was the one spontaneous moment that came out of that match. And I'm scared that it might happen again, like in Salt Lake Stadium. And you saw how the crowd reacted to like a European control over the game in Kolkata. They were the crowd simply died, man. Mm-hmm. Like everybody was bored. Even in the press box, people just started just having random discussions about East Bengal and Mohun Bagan and like what Datu Windsor has said. Like, by the way, like that is something that has come out on Extra Time. He said there will be a unification of leagues next season. I don't know if that was a declaration from the AFC General Secretary or a expression of hope, but we'll look into that in the future episodes. But like you see, like suddenly that statement seems so much more interesting than this match, and that was the case. Even in Mumbai, you could hear people chanting Mali, Mali. Even though Spain were the better team, and you don't really feel anything for a like lesser known African team like Mali, but you would feel some affinity with Spain because we've seen them play so much at such a high level.
Yeah.
But the crowd was backing Mali. Why? Because they were the more interesting team. Like we Indians, we like creativity, we like spontaneity, we like action. We don't like mathematics, man. On the thing, although it may do us good. Like if India needs to like go forward, we can't emulate Latin America or Africa. European style is maybe the best thing that can help us out. But even when India plays, it looks so much more interesting than this kind of gameplay, man. It was good. It was brilliant. In a way, if you like that kind of game, it's good for you. But England versus Spain, not the most exciting final that we could have had.
Yeah, that's there. But it's a story of fighting back, and England have proven it right. Spain were obviously one of the favourites to reach the final, and along with that was Brazil. But then that is the change that England has brought into with their game, and they were quite composed, if I can say that, against such an attacking side. They kept the head down. They knew making mistakes even at 3-1 can lead to disastrous situation. But great credit to them. So that makes a great final to watch. Obviously before that will be the third place match between both the losing semi-finalists. That's Brazil.
Yeah, I mean that is suddenly the third place match seems more interesting to me than the final for some reason, man. Maybe because I'm partial to Brazil, but a Latin American versus African game it has masala. But you know that England and Spain will just just go down, dig down, and not try to make a mistake, and just try to keep their shape as much as possible. It will be like a chess match or a staring contest, and you'll just have to wait for who blinks. That's how it's going to be. But Brazil versus Mali is going to be action-packed. Both teams will go all out because they've lost everything anyway, so there's nothing else left to lose. So they'll put on a show. They will go for whatever glory they can go for. So that's what it's going to be. It's Saturday. It's going to be explosive, but not the final. It's going to be the third place match, which is very, very ironic for a World Cup finale situation.
All right. So that was the end of today's show. If you're listening to us on YouTube, do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and do comment and on whatever topics we spoke on. You can also download the IVM Podcast app, which is available on Android and iOS. The podcast is also available on major podcasting apps like SoundCloud, iTunes, etc. We will get you more topics to talk on. We will come back to you tomorrow. Till then, take care. See you all.
That was Tantrik Steve from Hansraj College, Delhi, performing at IIT Bombay's Mood Indigo. Just like them, there's a lot of new talent and art coming out of colleges all across India, but unfortunately most of this goes completely unnoticed or ignored. To fix this, we started atkt.in. Hi, I'm Ankur, I'm a musician and a rapper, and I found that one of the best things about being an artist myself is finding new talent. Through atkt.in, Tanya, my colleague who's a dancer, and our whole team really is putting all of our efforts into discovering and promoting all the coolest talent that's coming out of colleges all across India. And this goes up on our website, our social media, TV, radio, and now, of course, this podcast with IVM. Make sure you go to our website, support the talent with your likes, your shares, your comments. All of that really matters. Go ahead, check it out. atkt.in.
एक्सक्यूज मी भैया, एक्सक्यूज मी।
बोलिए मैडम।
मेन्यू में क्या है?
मेन्यू में सीन अनसीन है, पॉडकास्ट है, ऑन कोर्स है, साइरस है, मेड इन इंडिया, रीडिस्कवरी प्रोजेक्ट, एम्पावरिंग सीरीज, सेक्स वैक्स है, IVM लाइक्स है, सिंप्लीफाइड है, कीपिंग इट क्वियर है, थिंग्स एंड डेस्टिनेशंस है, माय नेबर सकरबर्ग है और द फन गराज है। आपको क्या चाहिए?
एक बार रिपीट कर देंगे क्या?
रिपीट नहीं करता हम। आप जाओ IVMpodcast.com पे और सुनो ये सब, या फिर डाउनलोड करो उनका ऐप, सब आपकी उंगलियों पे।